Broncos country, what's going on? We're continuing to get good news when it comes to Bo Nix, and there's just a few pieces regarding yesterday's practice that I'm going to get to. I'll probably come out with a part 2 later today talking about the larger team, but wanted to talk about this quote here from Sean Payton on Bo Nix, comparing him with Drew Brees. Shout out to, let me scroll up here, Bronco Griff, saying, today after practice, when asked about Bo Nix's play at quarterback, Coach Payton directly compared him to Drew Brees all on his own. Wow. Brees was one of those guys. He was a tough sack. Ball came out, and I think Bo has traits like this. Yes. And I'm not gonna overlook this, that Sean Payton's feeling confident enough to compare right now Bo Nix, some of the traits that he's seeing towards Drew Brees. That's a big deal if you ask me, and I think it goes to show again how he is progressing. That's all you want to see, is just him continuing to look more and more like a pro, getting more and more comfortable every day. Again, having 60, 61 college starts, I would expect him to be closer to operating as a pro than closer to operating like some of the other rookie quarterbacks we've had in here in years past, right? And this goes to show that Sean Payton is liking what he's seeing. Getting the ball out is one of the biggest, most important things for NFL quarterback success, and definite success in Sean Payton's system. So the fact that he's coming out and saying this, I don't think that should be understated. I think that things are looking good for Bo Nix as well. Is the fact of the matter is that he's had the most work with the ones when it comes to the padded practices and the times that they've been in pads. I think 4 out of the 5 days. We'll get to that tweet later on, but this was something else that I wanted to highlight here, courtesy of High as TY and Robbie NFL, providing some commentary from the Let's Talk Broncos crew. Be sure to follow them on Twitter and subscribe to them on YouTube. But Robbie said this: it's super early and it's more his college tape than a camp throw, but Nix being this stable and pure drop back concepts is why I think his floor is so high for his rookie season. Getting to the backside dig on a spacing high-low concept and beating the best cornerback in the league in tight coverage. That should not be overlooked. Like, that is good. And Tyler said, let me know when Russell Wilson does something like this. We'll walk through it. See here in shotgun, and what you're going to see with this high-low concept is that you're going to see a guy available. I believe it's Tim Patrick. It's going to be available on a little curl route, I believe it is. There's an underneath guy, underneath target, and then there's, in this case, there's a dig deeper down the field, another 10 yards. And based on the coverage that Bo is getting, he should make the correct read and throw to the open guy there. And this is a really interesting play right here, because we'll let it run through. See right there, threading the needle to Cortland Sutton with Patrick Surtain draped on him. But see here, you have Estime available for the check down. You have Tim Patrick available on the underneath. But I like to see that Bo Nix stays aggressive, and he's kind of got both of them available, but he chooses to stay aggressive, throw downfield, thread the needle to where only Cortland Sutton can get the ball. I mean, look at that ball placement. This is what I was talking about, and this is why so many of us were excited to have Bo Nix in here, is because of his accuracy. We haven't had a quarterback that can throw like this, in my opinion, in a very long time. Might I say Peyton Manning? So I don't want to get too crazy on those comps, but the other thing is that look how quickly he gets the ball out. Ball hits his hands, and he begins his drop back at 7 seconds, and it's out just a split second past the 8-second mark. That's hard to defend. That's what made quarterbacks like Brady, like Manning, why it makes Mahomes so difficult, why, in a lesser extent, why Derek Carr always seemed to like tear us up. He was always getting the ball out quick. Like I went to, maybe it was 2018 or 2019, I went to one of the Raiders games here at Mile High, and I think he had close to 90% completion, Derek Carr that is, because he was just getting the ball out quick, but it wasn't downfield. Anyways, positive stuff here from Bo Nix. You love to see this. This is in addition to what we've heard on Saturday or on Friday with him starting to change calls, check plays at the line like a veteran should, like an experienced quarterback should be able to, getting them in the right play. PJ Locke talked about how he can't get a beat on him because he's looking off defenders. He's operating like a pro. Again, this Bo Nix to the NFL was going to be a very interesting case study to see if more college experience truly does raise your ceiling, so to speak. And I'm feeling very good about Bo Nix. Now, I want to say, in addition to this, Cecil Lammey and Andrew Mason had a wonderful Orange and Blue Today podcast. I'll link it in the description so you guys can check it out along with some other videos. But they talked about how he's continuing to stack better and better days, and he's starting to separate himself. At least that's how they see it. We'll get into some of the other tweets, like from Mike Kliss, but I think everything is on track for Bo Nix to be starting for us week one, which is it. This didn't have to be the case. I think that this is the ideal scenario. Now we got to see how things play out in preseason. I do think that Jarrett Stidham's gonna get the first start, but who knows? Who knows? Bo Nix has had the most time in pads with the ones, I believe. Again, Zach Stevens providing some of the tweets about this, about Drew Brees was hard to sack, just like Bo Nix. Sean Payton likes Bo Nix' patience in pressure situations, pointed out Bo's ability to not take sacks, move around, and make plays on the move. Yes, like, again, really the only knock on him was that his college tape 3-4 years ago was bad. And that's really it. When you look at his time in Oregon, Oregon got the best out of him. It was the right system, the right situation, and that's why I do feel like Bo Nix, he can be one of the top 3 quarterbacks out of this draft class, even though he was the 6th one off the board. That's how I feel about it. But he's got great size, 6'2", 6'3", has enough meat on the bones to be able to take some hits. Even Chase Daniel says it's starting to feel that way, where I'm just paraphrasing for him, but he's like, again, he was the 6th quarterback off the board, but he's the quarterback that we've been getting the most positive takes from, the most positive results from in terms of media tweeting and covering camp compared to some of the other rookie quarterbacks. And again, that's what I would expect somebody who's coming in here as a 24-year-old rookie. That's what I am expecting. I love this. Zach Stevens yesterday on 3rd and goal from the 3, Bo Nix sprinted to the right with a pressure in his face and hit Courtland Sutton in the end zone for a touchdown. Great play by Nix and a great catch by Sutton. Mile High Report loves it too. He's money in the red zone. And again, if Courtland Sutton could make Russell Wilson look good in the red zone, how much better is this combination of Courtland Sutton and Bo Nix gonna be when Nix is going to be able to deliver the ball on target much more often than not. We'll get into some of this later on from Jordan Lopez. Again, I'll come out with another video, but Bo Nix is still running with the ones. That's still the case today. And Greg Dulcich, man, I love this. He's having himself a day. Have the football gods rewarded us for our patience? We'll just have to see. Let me see if there's anything. Again, today on Sunday, the coaches are meeting, getting ready for the week. This is what I wanted to point out from Sire Bettinger of Locked On Broncos. If Bo Nix is taking first team reps again today, and Mile High Report, I think he's still with Mile High Report. Anyways, if Bo Nix is taking first team reps again today, even on a rotation basis, that would be 4 out of 5 padded practices he's taken first team reps with this week. Today's Sean Payton pressers must-see TV, yes. And again, if you look at, there's still a competition going on, but with how they've structured the rotation, with where they've put Bo Nix, it is, in my opinion, set up in the plan for him to be the starter for the vast majority of the season, if not the entire season. So I think this is all positive stuff that with our last first-round quarterback, we were never hearing any of this with Paxton Lynch. We never heard any of this. Again, Drew Lock was much more of a project coming in here as a rookie. So, and I'll leave off with this. Respect my co-host saying, Bo Nix plays Denver Broncos football in 7 days. That's right. We got our first game here in a week. It's going to be fun, and already photoshopping the Super Bowl trophy, which is just fantastic stuff. But overall, guys, I think that um, there are positive reviews, positive takeaways pretty much every day from Bo Nix. Actually, let me see if I can find his statistics. I think I got it here somewhere. Me Respect My Co's retweeted this. I might have seen another one here. But yeah, he's got like a 20 touchdown to 1 interception ratio so far in training camp. Let me see if it's over here. Okay. So John right here, slightly different information, but I'll put this out. I'll just show us both. But you can see Super Bowl 3N on Twitter saying Bo's rough training camp stats so far: 89% completion, 64-72, 22 passing TDs, 1 interception. That's right. And then if you see, Spec My Co's had this out here: 56 of 67, 20 TDs, and 1 interception. Maybe this is including some of the team period stuff from earlier on, John's tweet, that is. But overall, I mean, 22 TDs to 1 interception or 20 TDs to 1 interception, that either way, that's conveying the same takeaway that I have, is just that Bo Nix is protecting the ball, he's accurate, and he's making plays when it matters most. So, yeah, I absolutely love it. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments on this development. I think that this is probably the most hopeful that I've been for a young quarterback coming in here in a very, very long time. I'm trying to think, maybe even ever. I was probably a little too young to get hyped up on Brian Greasy here. I was excited for Paxton Lynch, but we know how that went. Maybe Drew Lock. Drew Lock, I was pretty excited about for him to get on the field, but we didn't have this hype and success from him in his first training camp, like we're seeing from Bo Nix, which is great. So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll come out with another video later today. Really appreciate you guys as always, and go Broncos.